How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? It is your captain speaking, Captain Crutch, and today I wanted to discuss a topic that I've been thinking about for the past couple of days while I was out of commission because of my air conditioning. And that topic is how video games, in all aspects, impacted my cerebral palsy. Now, if you're new and you're just stumbling upon this video, I am 24 years old and I live with a condition called cerebral palsy. It is a neurological disorder that affects the muscles and the coordination between the connections of the brain to certain areas of the body. Mine happened to be more focused on the legs. I have a very mild case of it. I'm very fortunate. It could be a lot worse. But I believe that gaming was a big asset to me as far as enhancing my ability to use my hands, my coordination, and as well as social skills. Now, let me tell a little background story about my history. The first game I can really recall playing was about 6 or 7 years old. Now, keep in mind, this was my first alone gaming experience where I was holding the controller and really playing alone. And that was Zelda Wind Waker on the GameCube, and that slowly transitioned me into 007 All or Nothing. And this was very monumental for me because in that game, it's a third-person shooter, and you have to know how to shoot and how to move in a tactical manner. Now, I credit this game a lot to my success in Call of Duty and other shooters because it allowed me to experience and to teach myself how to adapt with a controller with my certain situation. There is very different ways certain people hold controllers that they might think of my certain way I do it a little off because my fingers don't work like everybody else's. The connection is way off on certain sides, so my condition affects certain sides. So my right side's the strongest, my left side's the weakest. This made making split-second decisions nearly impossible due to the fact that when I thought about doing something, there was a small delay in my action because the connection was so off. But over the course of 6 months of me using that first console I received, which was the GameCube, I feel, and I could be wrong, I'm not a medical professional, but I feel like that consistency and that repetition rewired my young brain to allow me to not only develop the strength in my hand muscles, but also remap the brain to where I could focus more and do the actions that I wanted to do in a smoother manner. Now, it wasn't perfect, but I could slowly see myself getting better because back then in that game there was couch co-op, and you could battle your friends. Well, I remember playing my friends when I was younger, and little by little getting better, and consistently, practicing over the course of 6 months. I was able to complete the game alone and do it 3 times over on the hardest level from barely even succeeding the first level. Like, I'm not even joking, like, it was even hard for me to do the tutorial back then. But eventually I completed that game, and then I completed it 2 more times from the easiest setting to the hardest, which is like double O Asian or whatever it was back then. But then we would battle at these summer camps. That was when everybody still had, component cables, and it wasn't online. It was, strictly couch co-op, like I said. And I started beating people that were older than me, and they were surprised because I was able to adapt and use a controller. Now, I take a lot of credit for that game that really developed my brain. I strongly think I remapped my system. Don't quote me on that though. Fast forward to Thanksgiving holiday 2007, Halo 3 had just released, and my cousin Brandon Beaver introduced me to the fantastic world of online video games known as Xbox Live. Now, I had never known that there was any kind of community on the internet to play and battle each other over, the internet. So he introduced me to Halo 3. Now, I like a challenge. I like the fact that it wasn't on the couch, and it wasn't like just couch co-op type of battling. It was real people, real time, one game. He let me play. I obviously got smoked, but I knew if I put the time and dedication into it, that I could probably manage to succeed in the community. Not in a drastic way. Obviously, I told you it took me about 10 years to get really, 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 really consistent. But it lit a spark under my ass, and I knew I could do it if I put my mind to it. So just like I remapped my brain to play 007 All or Nothing, I remapped my whole gaming knowledge to start practicing online video games once I got my own system of the 360. But I gravitated more towards Call of Duty more than Halo. With that being said, I feel like Xbox Live really, really, really improved my skills and improved my hand-eye coordination, my social skills. I started talking to more people, started educating more people over the headset. It was a very, 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 very cool experience because not only was I able to brag and tell them, yeah, you just got smoked by somebody that can barely hold a controller, but I also learned how to communicate and make friends and just learn a bunch of life skills in general. It's not just about video games. I learned how to talk to people and not be so shy. I wouldn't be doing this today for you guys if I probably wouldn't have had, Xbox Live. Because before then I was very, very, very standoffish. Besides my family and my close friends, I feel like it really got me out of my shell, and it also made me have to train harder to keep up with the pace of an online game. Now, was it easy by any means? Hell no. Was I good and dominant by any means real fast? No, you can ask my boy Kenzo. Y'all have seen him on the channel. Now, honestly, I told you it took me about 10 years to get good on controller. It really, really, really took some really bad, rough years of getting my ass kicked online to really finally get to the point where I was consistently able to carry my own weight with my team. I know I had to make some people rage back in the day, but my point being said in making this video is I feel like video games could be a good therapy for somebody in my condition, or with my condition, or with any disability that matter. Because I feel like if I didn't have video games and I wasn't playing at such a young age and I wasn't consistently playing all the way through my life, keep in mind, I didn't play sports. I didn't have that outlet. So I played video games, and I got damn good at them too. I'm not great, obviously, but I got very consistent at them, and it made me not only proud that I accomplished something, but it made me think as I've gotten older, it was a form of therapy. It really was. I feel like it was not only therapy for my mental health, it wasn't just therapy for that, it was therapy for my body. And I've even mentioned this to a couple specialists that I go to and see for yearly checkups, and they tell me pretty much what I'm telling you right now. If I wouldn't use my hand muscles like I was doing, and using my brain to have to think at such a fast pace, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. So I'm very, very, very grateful to have the experience and have the option to play online video games, to play video games in general. I really think if people are struggling to find an outlet, and you're disabled or have any other condition that makes you unable to do things as far as sports, things like that, and you want to make friends, it's even a good place to make friends. Play video games, man. This hobby that people take as a joke literally not only changed my life, but it obviously, not obviously, but it honestly saved my life. It gave me so much more things to talk about with people, and gave me those people to talk to at late nights when I had nobody else because nobody wanted to hang out, etc. But when I got into high school, it gave me something to break the ice with. So if you're having trouble figuring out what your purpose is in life, not saying video games is for everybody, but I'm just making this as an example. You gotta find what you're passionate about. My main two in my whole entire life, and people can attest to this, are video games, content creation, and a close, I said two, but three. A very close second to video games is music. You've seen it on my channel. I love music. I was brought up around music. So those two main things impacted me in my life, but not as much